guys, Matt from the Big River here. Got a little box of reptiles in. Actually, I should say some herps because we got some reptiles and some arachnids and some bugs. So let's start out with yummy bugs. These are fruit flies. Should be golden hide-eye. Restock on those. We usually have them in stock, but I think our colony got a little bit on the thin side, so we got some more for you. Got the hide-eye, the golden hide-eye, and the melanogasters in stock right this moment. Next thing out of the box is some geckos. These are baby flame-crested geckos. Got a great price, continuing to have a great price on crested geckos, one of the best pets around for that group. Here's a different type of gecko. I absolutely adore these guys. Don't see them very often at all, but I was able to score, looks like 4 babies. These are carrot-tailed viper geckos. They are, well, they can climb glass, so I can't really call them a terrestrial gecko, except for they spend most of the time on the ground. They act like a leopard gecko. Their care is much like a leopard gecko, but smaller and incredibly cute. Speaking of leopard geckos, we have some leopard geckos. Look how much yellow is on those guys. Fantastic. Nice little group of baby leopard geckos, and we still have some subadults and a few adults in our stock. We kind of went through a bunch of them last month, so we restocked, and that's what we do. Next up is some bugs. These are millipedes. These are the Texas Golds. Got a restock on those guys because we sold out. And got some frogs, actually. I didn't mention we had amphibians, did I? These are bumblebee dart frogs. Got a little group of those guys. And then some more dart frogs. These are the blue azurius dart frogs. One of my absolute favorite creatures in the entire world. But you know, I have a lot of favorites. So more dart frogs to go with the Rhodos we already have in stock. Next up are some spiders. Be warned, these have lots of legs. These are the Costa Rican striped knee, or the Samani. Very great choice for somebody just getting into the hobby. They're relatively inexpensive, impressive spider. We got a group of those, and we got some more spiders. These are Guyana and pink toes, another good choice for a beginning arachnid keeper. The Samanis are terrestrial. The pink toes or avicularia are boreals. So a little group of those guys. Let's see. Here's another frog, because I love frogs. This is an albino Pac-Man frog, little monster in the making. These guys will eat anything and make a great pet. So there's that guy. Next up is more millipedes. These are the bumblebee millipedes. They're not giant like those Texas Golds or some of the other ones we have in stock, but the bumblebees are so bright colored that they're hard to pass up, especially if you're doing bioactive. They can be fantastic for that. Next up is more bugs, because I can't have enough bugs. These are blue death fainting beetles. We've got another group of those guys in. First time I've gotten them in quite a while. And actually got a little discount on them this time, so we can lower our price a bit, make them a little more attractive. These are a fantastic, easy to keep bug. They're the ones that play dead on here. Last time I got them in, there was one playing dead. I almost threw them out, but didn't get around to it. Came back later, it was crawling around. I was like, oh, man, that was a close one. This is another beetle. Uh-oh, that one's not playing dead. He just is dead. These are the woolly darkling beetles. Looks like everybody else made the trip reasonably. I don't know, that one doesn't look so good either. These guys don't play dead, so should be 5 of them. Looks like we got 3 of them crawling. So we'll be limited on quantity on our woolly darkling beetles. That's the only thing that didn't ship well on this group, and that is it for this little group of reptiles. And here we go with the box of fish. We got, 3 fish orders this week. 2 of them have saltwater. All 3 of them have freshwater. So lots of fish this week. Let's see. First thing out of the box is some pipefish. These are freshwater pipefish, little black line guys. We had these in a couple times this year. Really, really a fantastic thing. In fact, the guy who bought some of them is on eggs last I heard. Very cool. Half moon candy koi female bettas. We got half a dozen of those guys. Got some last week, sold out like right off the bat, so we got in some more. Here are some African cichlids. Really overdue to restock on those guys for you. These are the crab roe or the bumblebee cichlids. Super cool little guys there. Nice Mabuna types. Here is some guppies, female guppies this week. That's about all we got in guppies this week we had a pretty good selection of males over there already. Restock on Singapore bamboo shrimp. Those are fantastic little filter feeders for you. And next up are neons. Got a couple big bags of neons because we completely ran out 3 weeks in a row. So time to double up and get some more in for you. Obviously part of the Tetra special. Buy 4 more, get 25% off. These are not Tetras though. These are rainbows. Those are thread fin rainbows. Pretty fantastic. And here's some more shrimp. These are the Bloody Mary shrimp. Been selling Bloody Marys faster than I can buy them. So you keep ordering them. Thank you very much. That's the other bag of neons, and that is 1 box down. Let's move these guys real quick, and I'll get into the next box. See what we have. Right. Other than fish, which we're fairly certain there's fish in here, right? Got plants coming in this week too. Big restock on livestock in general this week. Big plant order. Here are some Colombian red and blue tetras, or red and blue Colombian tetras. Looks like one of them didn't make the trip, but most of them did. Those are obviously on the Tetra special. Bigger tetra, very cool fish. Here is a discus. Got a couple types of discus this week. This is the yellow melon, super cool 3-inch yellow melon. And there's another one. I'm getting yellows and reds occasionally. This week it's yellows. Sold out the reds over the weekend though. Marble hatchets, restock on those guys. Another oddball tetra, very fun topwater fish. Here are some cories, super cool, unusual cories. These are called a sans cory. Look like a cory melani or a mate, but they're a little tiny bit different. And it's the first time I've ever actually had them in my hand, so very cool to offer sans cory. Here are some Polypterus senegalis, or Senegal biker, or Polypterus, or however you want to pronounce it. Don't call them late to dinner, they do like to eat. Here's another discus for you. This is yellow snakeskin. Very pretty fish. Coming sideways there. And one more. Yellow snakeskin discus. Kind of looks like a checkerboard. It's a snakeskin. I think these are in the pigeon family though, so maybe subject to pepper. Very beautiful fish though. That's it for those 2 boxes. And we're back. Let's see what we got in these boxes. Yeah. 3 separate fish orders this week, and a plant order, and a reptile order. That ought to keep us busy. First thing out of this box is hognose brooches. Can't hardly see them through the bag, but those are the giant cory relative that get up to 6 inches. Here's a whole nother bag of them. Coridora, well, they're not Corydoras, Brooches multiradiatus. They're in the cory family, giant cories. Reticulated cories, because he who dies with the most cories wins. That's also called the Julie cory. A bunch of bettas in this batch. What we got for bettas? Let's see, Placat Emerald there. That one's just a fantastic half moon. That's a half moon. That's a half moon. I think we had females on this group yesterday. Here's more half moons. A whole bunch of fantastic bettas, mostly red and whites in this particular group. Last bag for these are some really mad cardinals. These guys spent a little extra time in the bag, so they're a little roughed up. We'll get them all acclimated and in tanks shortly. Let's work through this other box. And next thing out of the box is archer fish. These are clouded archer fish. Clouded archers are freshwater archer fish. More common nowadays than the brackish ones, which is cool because they're easier to keep. Yellow polka dot raspora. Those are type of Boraris, or micro raspora. Here is a red severum, super red severum. Super cool. Got a half a dozen of those. Hopefully they all look as good as that. This is Black Emperor Tetras, just a small batch of those guys. Restock on those. Obviously the Tetras are part of the Tetra special. Buy 4 more, get 25% off. Just for subscribing to our channel. More Severums, Super Reds last time we got them. Flew out of here. I expect this group will also. Very beautiful fish. There's another one. And, oh, this is not a Severum. This is a Pleco. Looks a little on the pissed off side too. This is an L14 Goldie. This whole shipment got just a little on the warm side. You see that freeze, 14 Goldie. Those guys get 10 to 12 inches, gorgeous fish. High dorsal whiptail cat. These are sometimes what we get instead of the red lizard catfish. They're very closely related. Some might say they're the same fish, but a little different. Oh, these guys took it on the nose. These are elegant cories. Looks like some of them didn't make that shipping, but overall, looks like more than half did. That's elegant cory. Red wolffish. Re-up on that guy. Red wolffish are good jumpers. We've lost more than one. Finding a gap. So make sure if you get that guy that he doesn't do that for you. Corydoris atropersonatus, whole bunch of cories on this order. Looks like these guys are very stressed, mostly still kicking, so we'll get those guys out of the bag in the tank here shortly. And that's it for this box. And we're back, and the first thing I got here is a whole box full of plants. Actually, this is one of 2 boxes we have. Live plants that came in this week. Let's see if I can get the bag open. I'm just gonna caveman it here, rip the sucker open. Look at all the cool plants that came in. All our stem plants. We should have a bunch of anubias and some potted plants and plants and plants and more plants. Ton of plants. I won't go through all of them, but come down and check it out. We will be completely, or at least to a greater degree, restocked on live plants. All right, next up we have fish. This is gonna be saltwater. Inverts on this, a ton of coral, because I just went coral nuts, because that's my problem. But also some fish. I don't think we have any snails or other inverts. I don't know. We'll see what I get into. Didn't grab my invoice, so if I get stuck, bear with. First thing is a purple filefish. Very pretty. Ordered one of these about 3 times and been zeroed every time. So today we actually got a purple filefish. Super cool. Next is a dottyback, or bicolor pseudochromis. I really like these guys. They're one of my favorite little guys. One of my sump, that's my buddy. Next is, this is a clownfish. This is a aquacultured Darwin's clownfish. It's a type of Ocellaris. They tend to be black with white bars. Depending on quality is just how black they are, and they blacken up as they get older. This is a Carpenter's flasher wrasse. We've had these before. Very cool dude, and this is a male if I remember right. Doesn't say. Doesn't, but it looks like it's a male. Anyway, cool dude. Flasher wrasses are fantastic. Another big bag here. Let's see what's in that. Ooh, I love these. This is a blue spot jawfish. Such a cool fish. Got a couple of these guys in. They typically are hardier than you would guess. They are a little more spendy than some. Very, very fun fish. Another one of those Darwin's Ocellaris. It looks all orange now, but with a little dusky on the top. You will turn black with the white stripes. Very cool. Let's see. Bullseye colored mushroom. Apparently that's a rock with mushrooms on it. Very cool. Like that. Never know if I'm going to get like one mushroom or like a whole series of them. Apparently I got a whole series of that one. This is Sinulara finger young. This is a soft coral, type of fingers coral, called it Young's finger coral. Next is another lyre-tail red male. This is an anthias, lyre-tail male. Male lyre-tail anthias. Wow, he looks fantastic. He's really big too. Nice. Anthias have a fast metabolism. They need to be fed a couple times a day to do well. Warming venomous. Yes, that's true actually. This is a fox face, the 1-spot fox face. Nice size on this guy. This is one of the better choices for your home aquaria because they don't get a foot or more. Smaller type of fox face. They are part of the rabbit family. All of those guys, including it'd be like scats, which are a brackish water fish. Those guys have toxin to them in one of their spines, so don't get stuck. Plated solid green short tentacle coral. It's another plated coral. We got one of these last week, sold it right away, so I got another one because it looked fantastic. That one looks great too. Last in this box, this is a black tube coral. Wow, that is fantastic. Look at the different pulps coming off of that. That is a cool coral. Could spend a couple extra bucks on that, though it wasn't as expensive as you might think. That's that box. There's some room, and we'll go again. Most fish seem to have been in there. There wasn't a lot of fish on this order. It was mostly inverts. Still working on getting my second bank of salt tanks up and running. Got a little bit backed up on the plumbing project, but when I do, I'll have to darn the bad luck, but we'll have stock up there again. So stay tuned for that. We'll see if that's this week or next. All right, next up is a whole bunch of little frags. Oh, wow. All right, first thing out of the box, we have zoas. I bought a whole bunch of these zoas. They're assorted different types of zoas. There's 10 different ones in there. This is a candy button coral. Oh, can you see it there? That's an LPS. Zoas, of course, are a soft polyp. Did a lot of LPSs on this. Green whisker coral. That is a type of Duncan. So there you see the 2 polyps on that. So I got 2 or I got 3. Looks like maybe it's 3. Wasn't sure if they're going to send me 3 individuals or 1 with 3 on it. You never know with those guys. Here's more zoas. Caribbean Atlantic zoas. A wide variety of them. Hopefully we'll get some cool ones. This is another zoa. Just a couple of polyps on that, but quite cool ones. This is a candy button. So a couple of different button corals on this order. Green whisker. So apparently that one had 2 polyps on it, but this is one of the Duncan's types, individual polyp rather than the big branch. Very cool. There's a zoa, more zoas. Let's see how many different types we got out of that. That'll be fun. Next is another whisker. I ordered 3 of them, so that should be it. I just heard them called Duncans, but whisker sounds fun. I just keep saying that. Another zoa, just a couple polyps on there too. These guys tend to be easy and grow, spread pretty fast, so should have another one of those guys. Relatively inexpensive zoa colonies. And this is a toadstool, leather green polyp. Soft coral as well. Can you see it in there? Or am I getting? Yeah, it's on the bottom there. Kind of see it. Again, picked up a few different softies, toadstools, and mushrooms, fingers. Speaking of which, here's a blood red mini. We had something very similar to this last time. This one doesn't look red, but it's pretty. It's all white with red tips. That's cool. I wonder if it'll redden up in the tank or if it's going to stay that color. Here's a hammer, branch purple. Got one last week. It got damaged in shipping. It never came back, so hopefully this one will do better. The branch green we had did really well. Toadstool leather white yellow coral. White and yellow, or white with yellow polyps is which one that one is. It's like toadstools too. Here we have a blue line, or 6-line wrasse. Nice sized guy, actually. They're a small fish, so that one's kind of bigger than most we get. And candy button polyp, LPS frag. So a couple of polyps on that guy. This is another one of those, flower blood red mini. It's got the white tips on it, or the red tips and the white base. Different. There's another zoa. Zoas to go around. Here's a sponge. Sold the orange one, so I got a new one. This is a mini blue sponge. Kind of fun looking. I like it. Not a coral, but sea-dwelling creature anyway. Another zoa. I told you I got a bunch of them. Should have 10 in this pack. Got them so I can get the price down for you. This is a flower pot. This is a long polyp green flower pot. We got a red one in there. I think I've got another one in here too. I think it's some purple. What are you? You are a metallic green trumpet. I ordered trumpets earlier and got something that looked suspiciously like it was not a trumpet, but it's a cool coral. It's over there, relatively inexpensive. But that trumpet came in an actual trumpet. This is another zoa, so I don't know how many we're up to, but a lot. And that's another one. And another one, and another one. How much fun is that? Wow, that looks like a toadstool. Toadstool leather, white with yellow polyps. Very cool. Got a couple different sizes on that. I think I had a mini and a small. So a couple price points. And this is another hammer. This is a green. Don't see anything popping out of there, but hopefully it'll be in good shape. If it opens up, we'll know. But that's a nice hammer coral, another LPS. This is a Tongan green. It's like a plate button fungi thing. Cool, very cool. back of the box. We have to get back in to do the next box. Here you got that flower pot. This is the purple one I told you to expect. So flower pot purple. Flower pots are a little more challenging, but super cool. This is magenta dotty back, or also called a strawberry pseudochromis or a purple pseudochromis. And this is a lemon peel angel. Come on down, honey. There it is. Lemon peel angels look like they're all girls to me because they look like they have eyeshadow. Not that you can't wear eyeshadow if you're not a woman, but you know. Here's a metallic green star polyp. I ordered a couple of these. They shorted me on some of them. Looks like this got turned over. Hopefully it'll be all right. They're pretty tough, so get that metallic green star polyp. Nice big colony on that. A couple bucks more than the last ones we got in. This is a galaxy green coral. These guys are known for being a little bit on the aggressive side. Okay, more than a little bit. So you gotta watch these guys. It's a little roughed up in the back too, but it's all right. That's that box. Might be all we have for coral from them. I got another supplier. Got a couple coral and a few fish from them as well. Got some pond fish, some feeder fish, a couple of special orders, and some other freshwater fish coming. Also, we just got fish, more fish. Is probably freshwater fish and inverts. I think we've got some lobsters on here too, maybe. I don't know. I'll just have to open it up and see what we got. Yeah. Snails. Nearite snails. These are the zebras, aren't they? Yeah. Got a whole bunch of zebra nearites. And tiger nearites, or the red spot nearites. That's red with black spots. That's a red spotted nearite. Next is, what are you? Oh, female bettas. These are female bettas of mixed colors. So they look pretty good, but not much water. You get those guys transfer pretty quick. Denison barbs, tiny denison barbs. Don't look like all of them made the trip, but we got a good price on these. If most of them made the trip, then that'll be pretty good. Though they look like they might take some doctoring. Took a risk on those because we could get them for you for a good price point. Mixed veil angels, was happy with the last batch, so I doubled down and got a few more. Ones that I can see look pretty good. I don't know if they've got as big a veils as the last ones, but they're nice looking fish. Next up is, oh, more mixed veil angels. That's why I couldn't see anymore. Split them into a couple bags apparently. Yeah, more there. Looks like mostly zebra striped ones. And then we have some, well, that's disappointing. These are supposed to be large green tiger barbs. They are not large green tiger barbs. They are small green tiger barbs, but it's all right. I paid twice as much, so you don't have to worry about it. It's fine. Daisy's blue rice fish did not make the trip well, so looks like that's going to be a loss. Next is, oh, these are big green tiger barbs. These are the platinums. Yeah, green platinum tiger barbs, and most of those did pretty well on the trip. So that's the size the other one should have been. Here is some large tiger barbs. Again, their large is a little underwhelming, but not terrible. And next is a pleco. This is a L121 wormline pleco. If they really are what they are, the price on them was just fantastic, so I went ahead and grabbed a group of them. And it looks like it really is them. Very nice. For the price, I would have been surprised if they were trying to pass off like a clown pleco or L15, but looks like these really are 121s. So a good price on those guys, and that's it for that box. Just 2 more boxes, guys. Are y'all sweating like I am at home? By the time I air this, it'll cool down a little bit, but it's 105 degrees out today. I think it's 6, something like that. And we've been staying relatively cool. Relatively means only slightly uncomfortable if you're moving fast or talking loud. All right, one more box. Like I said, a couple special orders on this particular supplier. Let's see how they came in. First thing out of the box is blackworms. Gotta love it when we can get blackworms. So unusual this day and age. So it looked like they came in a little bit juicy, but most of them are fine. Got a great big koi. Uh-oh. Did not make the trip. He did not make the trip because we put two of them in one bag, you guys. Come on. All right, one of them made the trip at least. Alrighty, scissor-tail rasboras, which have been inexplicably hard to get. We got a batch of those guys in for you guys. Next is some green terrors. We got small green terrors, and green terrors grow pretty fast, so they'll be not so small green terrors before you know it. And then we have some ranchus, just a couple of them. Good size. These are what they call a medium size. We'll have them for a pretty decent price. I love ranchu goldfish. Not a lot available in the bigger goldfish this time, so I think ranchus is, well, this box we should have some marine stuff. Let's see what comes out of the box. First is a coral, and it doesn't say what kind of coral it is. Really, guys, you're killing me. So that's a cool coral of some sort. Grab the invoice, I'll read it off. I didn't buy that much coral from them. Electric Blue Jack Dempsey, got a group of these guys in there. That's one. Apparently they single bagged them, which is cool. That's green chromides. And apparently they don't bother tagging the marine stuff. Don't know why. Next is some doctor fish. Super cool. They're the Gara family, like the panda Garas. But they're the ones that, if you're at SeaWorld or one of those places where you put your hands in there and they nibble on them. Okay, another cool coral. I kind of like the way they do these because when they bob around like that, they don't get mashed. Some of those ones from that last shipment were only mashed up. That's another of the electric blue jacks. And that's monopora of some sort. Remember, I can't remember which ones I bought. It's been a while since I placed the order, so I don't remember, but they're cool, I promise. Red-tailed cat, another one of those guys. They've been selling, and I gotta tell you guys, remember, that is not a fish for a tank. You have to have a pretty good-sized pond to make that work. That is a giant algae blenny. Holy moly, that's the biggest algae blenny I've ever seen in my life. Fat, too. He'll go in my coral tank to keep the algae down. Another electric blue jack. And another electric blue jack, a little bit bigger than the last one. Nice. Let's see, this is a dragon goby, a couple of them. Just ordered in a couple. Dragon gobies are actually a brackish estuary fish. They do well in pretty hard water with just a bit of salt in them. They get big, up to 2 feet. They're really mellow. They look like they'd eat everything, but they won't. And they'll get beat up pretty easy, so you got to really protect them. It's not an electric blue jack. Single bag, 6 of them. It makes it look like we got a lot of stuff. Long-nosed hawkfish. I lost my long-nosed hawk in my display tank, and then I got to looking and he was hiding in the overflow. So I don't know how I'm going to get him out of there, but one of these days we'll manage to get the guy out of my overflow. These are emerald crabs. Restock on those guys. Great cleanup crew, gotta have them. Next up is, that's a nice size Heniocus. This is black and white Heniocus, poor man's Moorish idol, if you will. One more coral. That's the purple haze monopora, I think is what that is. You have to recognize that one. And then the last electric blue jack. And the last bag on this order for today is, what is it? Oh, Tropheus duboisi, a dozen of them. So little guys, but they'll get big. Duboisis do best either singly or in a bigger group, so we got a dozen of them. And that's it, guys. Oh, that's right, I promised you guys I'd read off what kind of coral that was we had. I didn't know which one they were, but according to my invoice, we have a purple haze Monty, which I told you about. It says we also got a green button polyp, green bird's nest frag, and a button gum Monty. Let's see the button polyp, but I'll double check it. Sometimes they don't ship something they told me they got, and I thought I only saw 3. But anyway, that's what those were, and thanks for hanging in there.